Hey, the Patriarchy here, bringing you anti-SJW pwnage in the end of 2016. Thank you to all the new subs that have joined the channel recently, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this adventure that we've been going on so far. And if you haven't watched some of the other videos yet, I hope you get to that. But here's new content. Oh my god, yes, we're back, motherfuckers. So let's keep riding the Trump train. Trump, 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 and all of the salt that's coming from SJWs. This is an article I got from the College Fix, which is covering another article or report from the Cornell Daily Sun, which I assume is the paper for Cornell. Anyway, Cornell students hold cry-in over Trump victory. That's right. A group of students got together and held a cry-in because they were so emotionally distraught about Trump winning the presidency. So all the money, all that time on going there for their academic, betterment, so they can learn more and go out and benefit society with their degrees and knowledge, they're using that to sit around in a circle and just cry, get their feelings out. The Cornell Daily Sun reports that students hosted a cry-in on the quad Wednesday in the wake of the presidential election results. Hey guys, we're going to the quad. We're going to have a cry-in. Hey, you going to the cry-in on Friday, Jimmy? Oh, no, I can't, man. Sorry. Damn it. Vicky was going to be there, too. I was hoping I was going to get to first base after the cry-in. Once you show your emotional, vulnerable side, the girls really get into you. I'm quite terrified, honestly, one student told the campus newspaper as she took part in the event. It's saying that people are really given into fear-mongering. They are willing to put people down based on their identity just as they would feel vindicated that they would be getting rid of a crooked Hillary. Okay, so they are willing to put people down based on their identity just so they would feel vindicated that they would be getting rid of a crooked Hillary. Now, how much do you want to bet these are SJW students who think white privileged men are evil? And the patriarchy, systemic racism, all these things, right, that have to do with identities, the identity of race, the identity of gender, the identity that has everything to do with you except for who you are intellectually, what your feelings and thoughts are. But, yeah, then they're going to talk about, fear-mongering, that there hasn't been any fear-mongering towards men in this country. There hasn't been any fear-mongering about white men in particular with sexual assault. I mean, really, these have been spreading like wildfire. There's other articles I was just reading earlier, I might do a video on it, about how they are teaching consent classes all over universities. They're teaching young men about their bad masculinity, and they're teaching them how, they need to learn yes to know that they're not going to rape a woman. You have to be told not to be a rapist, right? How's that not an attack on someone just based off identity, right? To feel vindicated by something that you're upset about in the past. It wasn't crooked Hillary in parentheses. Yes, it was somebody who was in a very high position of power that did not take care of that information with any level of responsibility. And then she deleted 33,000 emails. She did not turn over her emails when the FBI asked her to. She broke every kind of code you could break. Security. I mean, I don't tell you guys, it's not crooked Hillary. There's been years of corruption with the Clintons for years. People didn't just make that up. Now that they're trying to talk about the fake news, I love that Facebook and all these companies care about fake news now, and they're all using it to try to perpetuate that fake news is what trumped the election. That there was never any false bias articles about Trump or Republicans, and there was never any bias in the media for Hillary, of course. The media was all WikiLeaks. They pushed everything. These kids don't seem to understand the complexity of this election on some level when they think that it was simply just people to put down people. I mean, because they assume Trump hates gay people. Trump hates everyone from other countries. Trump hates Mexicans, even though he just said it was illegal immigrants who come here and do rape and who rape and commit crime. He wants to send them back. No, he wants to send back everyone. It's like... And I'm not even a Trump fan, but you can't explain it to these people what the difference is between illegal immigration and an immigrant who's here legally. They just don't understand that. Another participant told The Sun many are in shock as she sipped on a Starbucks coffee cup, sitting cross-legged in the institution's Ho Plaza. Oh, so she must have been a hoe because she was hanging out in their Ho Plaza. I love that. As she sipped her Starbucks coffee cup, She said many are in shock. I love this girl's just sitting there being like a white basic bitch, just watching with her sunglasses as the other people cry. I'd probably be doing that too, though. I'd probably be sitting there watching. It sounds fascinating. I am concerned how this is validating the behavior of a lot of people, she said. Good point. This kind of validates, if she's saying, that this is validating bad people in the Trump thing, then she's wrong. If she's saying that the crying's validating people to act like little bitchy babies because they didn't get what they wanted, yeah, that's bad. You shouldn't be doing this. But if she's saying it's validating people to be like white supremacists or assholes, no. That's not why people voted Trump. Get over that. I'm sick of this. It's because Hillary was a woman. New York Times wrote a whole article about it, how women didn't get to break through the glass ceiling because this election was just as much about sexism as it was anything else. It had nothing to do with anything else. It just had to do with Hillary's vagina, because we're all obsessed with Hillary's vagina, even though, Bill's not that obsessed with it. At the event took place, students, roughly 20 or so, according to the Sun's video, wrote their reactions and emotions on poster boards with colored markers or with chalk on the ground. A chilly day on the Ithaca campus. At one point, the demonstrators huddled together as what appeared to be a barista brought them warm drinks. So, they sat around and were coloring basically like children on their coloring books and drawing pictures and doodles and writing their feelings out with this interpretive art thing, because that's always what these little hipster SJW college kids like to do for artistic things. I'm gonna write stuff on walls. That's my statement. I'm fucking awesome. I can paper and marker, and I know how to draw things. See? They draw pictures of Trump and then put little sad faces of themselves as stick figures beside them. A chilly day on the Ithaca campus. So a barista came out. For a bunch of kids who are upset about the future of the country, they sound like they have it pretty good. They just get to hang out on college campus all day and cry, and then they get coffee. There's just Starbucks baristas going around giving out coffee to people who cry. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. I didn't know that there was colleges like that. I thought you had to, go to class and stuff and study, get, maybe get a job on the side to help pay for school. I didn't know you just cried and got coffee. I need to go back to college. Several adults, most likely professors, stood around the group. The event appeared to take on the atmosphere of a funeral wake. That's fucking great. Like there's some kid there playing guitar. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. They all sing in unison together and cry. They cry as they hold hands. I'd say the results are heartbreaking and such a slap in the face to so many of the populations that make up America. Yeah, fuck all those illegal immigrants. How dare we? How dare we insult those illegal immigrants? An older lady who appeared to be a professor told The Sun, I think it's also an indication that there are many, many people who are suffering and feel that they haven't been heard, and they believe that Trump will answer their needs. Yes, it's all those people that the Obama administration completely ignored for the last 8 years as he condescendingly said social issues were getting pushed through. As he said, okay, if you're white, fuck your problems. I gotta worry about the black people and women, okay? It's not like white dudes matter either. That ISIS thing? Yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't be mean to Muslims, okay? It's not like Hillary was out there talking about all the problems with men. She was talking about women and changing the status quo and gender equality. It's always about gender equality, right? Let's make women equal to men in a country where they have the same rights as men already. So let's figure that one out, shall we? But at least somebody here had some common sense to see that, right? On election night, Cornell students had reacted with shock and horror to the results. How the fuck is he winning? What the fuck? Said a student as Trump took the state of Ohio. Many students also said they felt genuine emotional distress. Wow, genuine emotional distress. They genuinely felt... Is this genuine? Knowing that something like this could happen, The Sun reports. Oh my god, let's look at some of the comments. A cry and wow. Many students also said they felt genuine emotional distress. I can empathize. I really can. No one should ever have to feel genuine emotional distress. It's either should be emotional distress, no emotional stress, or emotional distress. Please don't refer to the indicator-in-chiefs as professors. Oh, indoctrinator-in-chief. Yeah, that's how I feel. A lot of these, this to me just proves this problem at the liberal college today, right? These are a bunch of college kids that were told by their professors all year that Trump was bad and Hillary was good and Hillary should win and Trump should lose. And they got so invested in that because they saw these people as their authoritarian figures. They saw these people as in command and wise, and they don't know that these people are biased and with an agenda, affected by a 60s culture that they're still trying to hang on to. They're still trying to push gender studies. They're still trying to push sociology. You know, because ideally, do I like sociology? Yes. Every time I've been to a sociology class, it's fucking awful. Do I like psychology? Yes. Every time I've been to a psychology class, fucking awful. Always because of a teacher with a liberal agenda at that campus. This is not saying that all teachers have this or that all campuses that lean left are this problem. But we see consistently with people like Ben Shapiro, with Milo, with Christina Hoff Sommers. We see consistently when people go and try to talk at these universities, they get shut down, and it is supported not only by the professors, but by the university themselves. Milo Yiannopoulos even played for security once at an event, and the security didn't do anything when two black youth showed up and took his mic, and were basically calling him an idiot, and even were doing like gestures at him that were physically threatening. They didn't care, and he paid for the security. Okay, they keep Ben Shapiro from just walking into a place because they're saying he's going to disturb them. This just recently happened to Ben Shapiro, just because he's a conservative. That's all it is. These SJWs get together in a group, and they're reinforced by their teachers. Their teachers tell them, you're in the right morally. You are on the right side of history. One day when the Democrats take the White House again, we will be right again. And that's all they're pushing on them. So Trump winning just devastates them because they lived in this little bubble on this campus that made them think for so long that this couldn't happen. And now that it has, they don't know what to do. And the teachers are just going to keep feeding them bullshit. That's all this is going to do. It's just going to lead to more bullshit and rhetoric and more protests and more people burning shit down and doing stuff like this and having cry sessions, sitting around and crying because the person that they wanted to win the presidency didn't win. You know, if you millennials would have went out and voted in the numbers that you should have went out, if you all loved the Democratic Party so much, if you're all so liberal and it was all the Democratic Party, Hillary would have won. Even though she did well with millennials, she still would have won she would have definitely beat Trump if any of Obama's base would have showed up in even like half of the numbers. I mean, she really dropped in states. She shouldn't have lost Ohio. She shouldn't have lost Pennsylvania. She shouldn't have lost Florida. She did, though. So quit crying, and why don't you get up and get out of your echo chamber and start to think, why did this happen in a political science way? What happened? Why were the polls wrong? Why were so many people wrong? Why were my professors wrong? What am I not seeing clearly? And what was Trump saying as opposed to Hillary? Was Hillary was crooked, or was it because not only was she crooked, she was uncharismatic, her policies were boring, and she just kept changing all the time? Not that Trump didn't change, but his big issues stay consistent on the immigration, on ISIS, on free trade, on all those things. And that burned into the American psyche. And as much as they tried to get medias and celebrity to reinforce Hillary, it just didn't happen. But this is so funny. I just love picturing these college kids sit around in a group of 20 and all crying and drawing pictures and stuff like that together and holding hands in solidarity. No doubt probably a bunch of white kids who are drinking their Starbucks coffee, thinking about the woes of the black people out there and all the women that are being abused and raped. And they care so much that they have to do this big statement. They have to take the time out of their fucking precious lives to go do this, to go cry and paint and express their true, distraught, emotional feelings. And then they got to have their caramel macchiato. So, it's pretty funny. Of a lot of the things I read about the college kids going over, I've read about a lot about these things. The kids are just getting together in groups to support each other, having little safe spaces to deal with Trump's win. Because I don't know if they realize what's coming, that with Trump's win, this might be the end of this whole subculture, or they're just stupid and they just acting irrational because they can't deal with defeat. They were, I mean, everyone was so stuck in the bubble so long that Trump couldn't win, that when he won, it did shock everyone for the most part. It shocked me, certainly. But once it happened, it made a lot of sense, really. It wasn't that surprising, I think. I think it's pretty easy to figure out. And I think lots of people have explained it wonderfully and articulately and beautifully. But I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. So that was on College Fix. It's actually a pretty cool website. They cover a lot of SJW stuff at schools. They have this great article about how a bunch of kids that were, this professor quizzed a bunch of kids over 11 years, and he found out that most of his students thought that America invented slavery and then it was just an American thing. So that's pretty fun. So I say come over and give this place a read sometime. But just remember that day that you lose a video game, or that movie that you really were excited about ended up being disappointing, or your favorite show got canceled, or Dumbledore died in that Harry Potter book. Go have a good old cry in, okay? You just go have a good cry in. It's okay, guys. Everything will be fine. So this is the Patriarchy. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, please go support your local coffee houses.